Hi, it's Marcy Kennedy here. Welcome to episode 6 of the Reseller Network. Our special guest today is Noel, FarmGurlScavenger. And our topic tonight that I think all three of us are kind of excited about is, is how your mental health and your physical health can play toll on your business. Sometimes it demands more attention than your business can allow for. So Noel was just filling us in right before we went live on what was going on with her recently. So you want to introduce yourself, Noel?
And then we'll have Shane
introduce himself.
FarmGurlScavenger. I have a small YouTube channel. If you want to know about me, there's a couple of pretty good videos where I walk around and kind of introduce myself and talk about who I am. I spend more time on Instagram than anything. It's easier for me. I'm not really good computer savvy wise, so I'm not really good at editing, but I'm going to get there because my youngest son just told me, Mom, you could be making some money on YouTube, you know?
Yay! Yay!
And Shane promised me that he'd help me too.
Yeah.
So calling in my 100%. Favors.
100%. And so I had the awesome pleasure to hang out with Noel in Vegas at eBay Open. So we had a lot of fun. And but yeah, you know, eBay Open was a blast, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people. But for me, like, for me, like, you know, pretty much, you know, I do mainly Amazon and eBay. That's really the only two platforms I do, and I cross post some of the stuff to Prey Grip. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Like 90% of my business is Amazon. So I'll still go to eBay Open this year. I'm actually ramping up eBay a little bit more, so we'll see how that goes.
I might be I don't have the best internet connection, and I'm pulling up the YouTube so that I'm pulling up the YouTube on the internet so that I can follow the chat.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Because
Mike
anyways, I did get it muted though, so woo!
Yay! That's the step I always forget.
Mike McCloskey asked, where have I been? And so for me, I haven't done videos lately for a couple of reasons. I've had pneumonia, so I'm still trying to recover from that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, and then I saw it the other day. I was like, oh, we are all hurting.
No, I am still trying to recover from that, but I'm rebranding my YouTube channel. And no one knows this at all. I haven't announced it. But I'm going to a different style of content where I'm still going to do some Amazon content, but it's going to cut out a lot of it. I'm still going to do informational Amazon videos, but the content I'm going to mainly go towards is like, I'm going to travel basically around the United States, and I'm going to try to buy really cool stuff, kind of like American Pickers. So
you need to come out here to Washington, Oregon. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina. Hi, Mike. So Shane has some exciting news to share. Do you want to share your news, Shane?
Are you pregnant?
No. So tomorrow, I will be having a film crew follow me around. They're doing an exclusive with me about Amazon, and it's a news station in France, and it's a 10 million viewer network. So
wow.
We're going to be pretty much all day filming stuff about Amazon, filming stuff about retail arbitrage, and they're just going to kind of spend the day with me and follow me around and see how exciting it is. So
that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So, you know, for the most part, it'll be exciting. It's one of those things where like YouTube can really help out with exposure and like get you to meet people and and stuff like that. So it's a little different, but yeah, it's a good opportunity.
For sure. I want to sell on Amazon, but I don't want to sell on Amazon. So I don't know, you know, I'm not going to stress about it until maybe next year sometime, because right now there's enough stuff going on. But Before I sell on Amazon, I'll start cross posting on Etsy and Mercari first, because that's just more than I can deal with right now. And the farm where I live, where I grew up, let's see, I'm 52. Shh. I've
okay, I'll be
lived in
48
this
on
house
Thursday.
yeah, I've lived in this house for all but 10 years of my life.
Mhm.
And so we had a working dairy when I was a kid, and we're right off I-5, which is obviously the main freeway that goes north to Seattle, south to Oregon, Salem, down to California, all that. Anyway, and they are just building. 2-3 years ago, they built the Cowlitz tribe built a casino across the freeway from me, and so it's just going. So it looks like our property may be sold, which is bittersweet. I'll be happy to be out of here, because it's just getting, it's so overrun with people and stuff. It's not like it was when I was a kid and grew up. And so this spring and summer, I will be purchasing a house and moving and doing all of that. So that'll be interesting.
Awesome.
Definitely,
Very cool.
definitely.
Yeah, we actually, I'm from a family of dairy farmers from Ohio. So we actually have our family farm still out there. But I understand what you're talking about with, everything growing up around the farm. That's exactly what's happened to our farm.
Yep.
It's sad to see, but it happens.
Yep. And then everybody whines and cries about the price of meat and milk, or they want to be in there and tell you how you should be running your dairy and treating your animals, and because they have no clue. But they want their milk, they want their cheese, they want their butter, they want their steaks, they want their chicken, they want this, they want that.
Well, and
and so
Dean's Milk, they actually it's one of the big milk companies, just filed bankruptcy.
Yep.
So they're not even doing well, and it's a huge company.
No, a lot of them aren't, and like we sold to many different producers over the years. My parents, actually, before I was born, my 3 older siblings ran a dairy here in Clark County, Washington. I live 16 miles north of Portland, so I'm about a 40-minute drive from Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my parents ran a dairy where they bottled the milk and all of that for a guy by the name of Weinberg, and Weinberg owned the Portland horse racing track, which is still there. His daughter, if his daughter or grandkids run it now. I mean, his daughter had it for years. Let's see, my parents are my dad died in 90. My mom's in her mid 70s, so it would be my guess that probably the grandkids have it now. But anyway, and then when I was born in Corvallis, Oregon, because my dad ran the dairy for Oregon State University while he was finishing up his bachelor's or master's, I forget which one. Anyway, and then we bought this property and moved up here, and there was my mom said it was one of the most horrible things ever. They had a really nice house, and we moved up here, and there was holes in the roof and an outhouse, and there was hot and cold running water in the barn before there was in the house.
Typical farm life.
Quite a challenge. Anyway, so
tell us, I know you talked to Shane and I beforehand about what's been going on with the fall and all of that, but you want to fill everybody else in?
Yeah, I've told a few people, but I had a pretty nasty fall down our stairs 3 weeks ago. I fell backwards. I honestly think that if the judges from the Olympic swim team had been there, I probably would have gotten a gold medal. I blacked out in the middle of it. That's how bad it was. I remember falling, screaming, hitting, blacking out, and then landing, and then that's when all hell broke loose, because there was a small child involved that caused it. And anyway, needless to say, I thought my son and his girlfriend, she witnessed the whole thing, and my son did not want to leave, and then he was calling me every 30 minutes. How you doing? I was just like, Riley, just leave me alone. I'm gonna live. I'm too mean to die.
Oh, so how did that impact your business?
What?
How did it impact your business?
It really didn't, other than the fact that, I mean, I hurt and I still have a pretty nasty bruise. I mean, I thought about taking pictures of it, but I think everybody's seen enough of my ass from my burn pictures and stuff like that. I'm sure, so it's right on up there with all of that. But I would say that the bruise, because so my stairs kind of go up 3 steps and around 8, and then up another 3 steps. And there's a piece of wall in the center where they come around. It's an old farmhouse. It's close to 200 years old. I don't know, 100, 200, somewhere in there. It's old.
Right.
It's old.
And they're steep. The stairs are steep because it's an old house, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't think they're steep because I've been using them all my life. But many people have commented that they're steep. Anyway, so the ones that go around in the circle are pie shape, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good size. You could sit on them or lay on them if you fell.
If you stopped in time.
Yeah, I've fallen on those stairs many times over the years. I lost a couple teeth when I was a kid. They were ready to come out anyway, but I mean, it's just one of those things, the stairs. But my kids and I have lived here. Ryan is 28 for 20 years now. Mm-hmm. I haven't fallen. I've never fallen down those stairs as an adult, and hopefully this is the last time. But I didn't tell my mom about it, and I was talking to my sister about it, and my mom comes up and she goes, well, Melody kind of thought I should come and check on you or see how you're doing, and I was just kind of like, really, whatever. I'm alive. That's all that matters. But as far as it was hard to sit, not because I broke any bones, or I probably bruised my left hip bone pretty bad because the bruise is still pretty prominent there. And you know how when you slide your butt on your car seat to get in and out?
Right.
Yeah, it still hurts. That was probably the worst. So I'm actually really glad that I'm not doing landscaping anymore, because I have a couple of people that have wanted me to come and do a few things here and there, and I probably could now, and I might. But if I'd have been doing any landscaping, that would have been completely done. So the nice thing about doing eBay or Amazon or any of that is you're your own boss, right? If you're not feeling good and you need to go lay down and take a nap, then you can, and if you're comfortable using the eBay app, you can do a lot of that stuff on your phone too. You can.
Right.
I have a special template that I use in my description listing, so I have to put that on from the computer. So I will start a lot of my drafts or whatever. I may start from the phone and then take my pictures, and then I come back and finish everything up on the computer, because I have business policies for my shipping, which a lot of people don't do. And I don't know why, because it takes 10 seconds to click that button and you're all set up for first class, 6 ounces, 7 to 16, and then 2 pounds and over. And then I have 2 different ones set up for media mail, and I have all my stuff set up for international. I don't use global shipping. You can actually pay me to use global shipping. People they charge way too much. I use Pirate Ship for everything. I've used Pirate Ship for the last year and a half. And I just sent
I like Pirate Ship.
I just sent something to the Netherlands that eBay wanted. I actually worked a deal through eBay. I mean, the gal messaged me, but she asked me, she wanted me to include the taxes and duties along with the shipping and everything. I'm assuming that what she was buying was a present, and she wanted whoever was over there to just be able to pick it up and not have to pay anything. Well, the USPS doesn't allow you to do that. You can go through other services. There's a couple of different websites because I Googled it, but it's a pain in the butt. And I just basically told her, I said the shipping, because I talked to the guys on Pirate Ship and asked them about it too. Because you don't know if you don't ask. And I was pretty sure that you couldn't, but I figured it all out. I told her because it's a 21% tax rate on what they're buying. And then the duties are another 6%. So, and what she was buying was $280. So it was going to be close to $411 with the taxes and duties and the shipping that eBay came up with per what I put in. And I had the box size and I had the exact weight down to the ounce. But then when I went on Pirate Ship and pulled it up, it was like $30 cheaper. And so I told her, I said, this is what I can do for you. And I said, but I cannot take care of the taxes and the duties for you. That's not something that the USPS offers. And so then she came back with, well, can you do anything better on the price for me? Well, I could, because I listed it really high. It was an African-American nativity set. And the funny thing about it is I bought out an estate sale in May. I paid $121 for everything. That wasn't even part of what I paid for because there was a shed outside that had never been opened. And the son gave it to me. He said, if you'll haul off all the garbage left over from the estate sale and stuff, you can have what's in the shed. And so there was three African-American nativity sets. And this one, Vicky from Katie and Vicky LV Pink, she actually sold this exact set. And it was funny because I had a yard sale myself and I had both sets in them for $35. I posted them on Instagram. Nobody hit me up. And I was like, I almost sent them to the dump. And I was like, no, I think African American. So I put them in the garage. And then Vicky was talking about how she had just sold one. And I was like, holy shit. I have one of those. I have a couple of those in the garage. And I pulled it out and I looked up the comps on it. And I about had a heart attack.
Right.
$279 for 8 pieces.
Yeah, that stuff sells like good.
And they fit in a 10 by 8 by 6 box, all of them double bubble wrapped, and then more bubble wrap around them and everything. So, they were fairly decent size. The pieces were, but anyway, so I listed it super high because that's what Vicky told me. She goes, list that sucker high and sit on it. I think I had it listed for 4 weeks. I had 7 watchers on it. It was 25% off 2 weeks ago. I had it on a 25% off sale. I sent offers to watchers. I don't know how many times, and this gal, she would have bought it straight out at $279 if I would have paid all the taxes and duties.
Right.
She would have paid them if I could have figured it out. And I could have figured it out, but I wasn't going to deal with it, So I took $40 off the price because I didn't pay anything for them. And it still left them that I think that's the highest price that they've sold for on eBay, the complete set. And they weren't in perfect condition either. And that was all documented and everything. But anyway, so they're gone. I shipped them out. Done. I told her, I said, I'll give them to you at this price. But as soon as you pay for them, I'll ship them out. So she literally, she accepted my offer, paid for them, and I already had them all boxed up and ready to go. And I printed out the label, and they're on their way.
Awesome.
Yeah, for me, I use I don't know, this is my preference. I use GSP because I don't want to deal with the shipping.
You use who?
I use all GSP on everything. That's the only option I use, and that's just my personal thing because I just don't want to deal with anything.
You'll sell more if you use Pirate Ship. The rates are cheaper.
Oh yeah.
And
well, for me it's not the sales or the cheapness, it's the guarantee. It's the guarantee to ship to other countries. And if it don't make
I've shipped everywhere, Shane. I've shipped to Peru, I've shipped to Spain, I've shipped to France, I've shipped everywhere, and I have had zero problems. You can do insurance. I
haven't had any problems yet either.
I've had some issues with GSP orders and that's why I use GSP is because I just refer it back to them and I don't pay anything.
Well, do you do free shipping, free returns?
Yep.
That's your problem right there.
Well, I think that a lot of sellers on eBay are going to have to go to that. eBay is going to eventually make them do it. And
no, they're not. No, they're not. A lot of the bigger sellers, like look at the Auction Professor. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his shows. Yeah. He's got 2 stores that we know of on eBay. The one he shares has over 22,000 items in it, and the other one is bigger. And he doesn't charge. Neither does Craigslist Hunter. Most of these guys that sell the stuff like I sell, the vintage stuff, do not do free shipping, and they do not do free returns. When you're selling one-offs and vintage stuff like that, and I watch some people's shows, and they'll be like, after shipping and fees, I made $5, and I'm like, well, gee, no, you didn't. How much time did you spend sourcing that, listing it, shipping it, paying for your shipping stuff? You made jacking.
Well, and a lot of mine, I do a lot of free returns and free and also free shipping, but I'm also selling especially like concert t-shirts, like my lowest cost concert t-shirts, $215. So for me, the shipping's it don't really matter. I'm gonna
because it's only a couple bucks.
I'm gonna ship it first class. Shipping don't matter. The free returns for me is just part of the business. I sell on Amazon.
I still do returns. I just don't do free returns.
But I mean, I sell on Amazon and I take about 5 or 6 returns a day. And so for me, it's just a natural part. I don't get all bent out of shape about returns. I just do free returns and move on. I personally think eventually eBay will force everybody to do that. It'll be down the road because they are taking steps to where they are mimicking Amazon's exact steps to how Amazon.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
They might not. I hope not.
I think too many of the bigger stores and a lot of the bigger stores that I just think there's a lot more people that are hidden that don't have any social media presence. There's a lot of people that do not do free shipping.
Oh yeah, I know. And the shipping though isn't really because I do charge shipping on some stuff, but I think the returns is what's really going to be starting. The return process is really what eBay is going to look at.
Yeah, and don't you have to have free returns to have top rated seller?
No, if you want to have top rated plus, but there are categories, and the top rated plus, you get a discount on, you get a return and back for shipping like 10% or something off of your final value fees. But there are categories that you don't have to offer free shipping in or free returns that you can still be top rated plus, because I just spent hours on my store today because when they had their little glitch, they changed all my business policies. I had a Winnie the Pooh plush, a big one. It's like 36 inches tall, that they put my hazardous materials shipping policy on it. Really?
Right.
Because Winnie the Pooh's hazardous.
Amazon would do, Shane, not eBay.
Oh yeah. Amazon move right there.
I'm just like, I need some fragile stickers for that guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's just like, when eBay, kind of the glitches they've been having, I really haven't seen much of an effect on that. Some of the stuff I have, but
have you gone in and really looked at your stuff? The only reason I asked that, all of my shipping policies are screwed up. Every stinking one of them. And I've really been noticing it, and I have I mean, they're screwed up, like really screwed up. Like they have my first class shipping on everything. So when I use Pirate Ship, I have 3 monitors. So I have I'll have eBay shipping, and I'll pull up all the orders on that one, and I have pirate ship up here because I want to make sure that I send everything first class through pirate ship. It's almost always cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cheaper or the same rate as ground through eBay. So they may choose ground. I'll bump it up, even if
I look at the eBay.
Even if it costs me 10 cents, I'll still give them because they get it faster.
Yeah.
I have 100% feedback. I have 0 returns.
I mean, I offer free returns, and I'm my return rate's less than a 0.03%. And so, like, there's a lot of sellers that when they said the free returns, because you do get a little bit of a bump doing free returns.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's gonna be so many returns. I haven't noticed any. I haven't had any returns. I've only had 2 returns, and it's been on clothing, and it's didn't fit. So
well, but the clothing that you're doing more of now, I mean, you're doing more vintagey, like all of the t-shirts you got. Speaking of t-shirts, I didn't get well, I did. I got a Sammy Hagar one, but I went to an estate sale this last weekend, and I got like 23. I don't know, somewhere between two, because I went twice, and I found more the next day. $1 a piece.
Nice.
And they're all vintage, and about 50% of them are single stitch. And then I got a vintage Green Bay Packers stadium varsity bomber jacket. That's what I used, all of those in my keywords, because they're all the same. It's a Carl, whatever his name is, Carlson, G3 Carl. I don't know. I have it listed. I listed there. I couldn't even find one exactly like it. It's that rare. The colorway on it. And I spent an hour, which was way too much time, looking for it. I went on WorthPoint. I went everywhere, and I was just like, you know what? Screw it. There was one similar to it that sold for $149, and 2 more similar to it that were listed at the same price. So I put it for $149 with best offer.
Stephanie Purdue said, I'm one of the last no returns people, and I charge shipping but to each their own. We all have different ways that work for us. I think that's the beauty of that's the beauty of eBay is you can do what works best for your business.
Bin pickers don't take returns. I mean, they take them, and they will take them whether eBay forces them to or not, but they have a no return policy on their stuff.
Well, and I think that with eBay, like, you can do it anyway, whatever. Like, just like with some people, like I've tried to charge shipping, and I don't think I sell as much charging shipping. And I started selling more postcards and stuff, and I charge shipping on all those. And I'm selling a decent amount, but I love eBay. Like, don't get me wrong. eBay is probably one of my favorite platforms to sell on, but 90% of my business is Amazon.
Yeah.
It's just because I'm more confident in making enough money to survive on Amazon.
Well, and that's your gig, right? Your bread and butter, as people would say. Yep. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I do some retail arbitrage too. I have things that I've done. I'm doing more of the discontinued retail arbitrage stuff. And that's some good money right there, let me tell you. I don't know. If you guys want to follow a guy, he goes by Ecom Hicks, and he's funnier than all get out, but follow him on Instagram. He's a hoot, but you'll learn some really good discontinued or stuff from him, and he's kind of reminds me of you, Shane, only he's more redneck than me.
Oh man,
what's his name again?
Ecom Hicks. HICS.
But yeah, I do a lot of discontinued stuff, and the last trip I was on, pretty much bought a lot of discontinued items, and I went on a trip in Ohio, literally, it was like 5 days.
Yeah.
And probably made a little over $7,000 in 5 days.
Nice. Another good person, and she and why can't I think of his first name? It's Thrift 2 travel. She has. Do you follow her, Marcy?
Yeah, she's good.
She gains a lot. She has a lot of enemies though.
Oh, does
well,
she? Yeah, I follow her on Instagram and YouTube.
Her enemies are I'm gonna see if I can keep this family friendly. Butt wipes.
Yeah. Well, she gives up a lot of, like, I don't know. I think she's a good person. I think she gives up too much. And what I mean by that is I was on some items that she gave up, and I was like deep on them. Like, I'm talking thousands of dollars. And a lot of stores don't like that.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. So for me, like, I follow her, but when she puts out a bolo, I won't buy it for a few months. And then
or even if you do buy it, you need to be smart enough to realize that if you're buying it, everybody else is. So I've bought a lot of the stuff that she puts out, but I put it away. I can hold on to it. I don't have any bills, you guys.
Right.
My car is paid off. I pay rent to my mom. I don't have any credit cards. I don't have any. It's my cell phone, my electricity, my internet, my rent, and that's it, and food. So, and I know how much money I need to make, and if I need a couple of spare $100, either I'm gonna make it on eBay by listing the stuff that I have and selling it, or I can go and do a yard job, and I could go and do a yard job and make $800 in a day. Well, and
she puts out a lot of good info, but it's a lot of time sensitive info. Like the stuff that she picks up is a lot of food items. So you can't set those away. Like, here's an example. It's like one of the items I had found. She had put it out a while ago, but I just hadn't found any, and I knew about it before she put it out, and it was McCormick's meat marinade.
Yeah.
I went into a store and found over 100 packages of it.
And you should have bought them.
I did. I made $1,000 in one day, but no one was on the listing on Amazon. But the thing is like, when you get discontinued items like that discontinued item I went to Ohio to buy, I never put it out, never did nothing, because that was the only store that had it. Nowhere else.
And that's the whole thing too, is after you've made your money, and she does that with a lot of stuff. After she's gotten it and made her money, and she can's not finding it anymore, she puts it out.
Well, what I do with those bolos is I don't necessarily always go hunting for those particular items, but it gives me ideas of what to hunt for.
And I don't go out specifically looking for them, but if I'm out in the store, I'll look around and see if but it's also good. There's a lot of those things that are also good to just know about, because if you're at an estate sale and you see Mr. Clean solution or that kind of stuff, or the shower thing or something like that, you may not have known about it. Now that's not, there's a lot of people that do know about it, and there's a lot of people that don't know about it. And so one of the first places that I go when I go to an estate sale is I go out to the garage or the barn, and I go through all of the cleaning and paint and that kind of supplies to see what they have, because you do guys, I don't know about, there's old paint cans, spray paint cans that are worth hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. Look them up. Look up spray paint cans, and you'd be amazed. There's one certain color. It's a purple, a grape purple color that is like the holy grail. If you can find one of those, dude, you've made yourself a couple $1,000s easy, even if it's empty.
But can you sell those on eBay with them not being empty?
Yeah, you can sell, and you can sell out of date product too.
Oh yeah. Well, the reason I asked about the spray paint thing is because Walmart and everything, like in Illinois, I don't know how it is anywhere else, but they lock them up, and you have to be 18 years or older to buy it, or they won't sell it to you. So
yeah, that's how it is in a lot. It's not here in Washington, but that's how it is in a lot of states, because of the graffiti, because of what they use it for, and stuff like that. And you have to show your license and all of that good stuff. Yeah. And actually over in Portland, and at Home Depot in Portland, they have it locked up now, the last time I was over there, but I never have to buy that stuff brand new, because I just pick it up at estate sales. They'll give it to you because they're going to
That's
have to pay
crazy.
somebody. They're going to have to pay somebody to take it away as hazardous material.
That's crazy. I just totally would have looked over that. I wouldn't even have looked.
Well, you know, this last estate sale I went to, they had, I don't know, 4 or 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have them listed already. Full things of the Swiffer liquid for the mop, but they had all the different scents, and so I bought them all. They were $1 a piece. Well, I don't use that. I don't use chemicals like that, but they're selling on eBay, so for $1 a piece, why wouldn't you pick that up?
Yeah.
You know, because there's people in areas that can't get that stuff, and then so while you're looking at all of that stuff, look for yourself. There was, you know, there's soft scrub with bleach. Well, I do use that on my toilets. Brand new bottle of it, $1. Yeah, it's not $1 in the store.
Eric in Ohio asks, does anyone source Amish country? Just curious. I live in Orlando. We don't have Amish.
Yeah,
Karen,
I do.
Karen Lavender Clothesline does, and I have a couple other friends that I know that not from YouTube or you know, internet stranger friends. I have a couple other friends that live in Pennsylvania, and I would love someday if I'm rich, I'll go back there and visit, because there's a lot of people back there, but I would love to go to Pennsylvania Dutch country.
That's where I actually found all that meat marinade. Is I actually have a huge Amish community about an hour from me, and they have an Amish grocery store, and those Amish grocery stores, you can find a lot of really, really good discontinued stuff.
Well, I have a liquidation place here, not very far from me, and I bought a shit ton of it too. I just don't have it listed yet because I'm waiting for everybody else to get rid of theirs.
Well, on Amazon,
so it's 50. They were 50 cents a piece, and I made a deal with the guy for $4 for $1. He was like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I love it when you come in here." Because I bought like $400 worth of Schmidt's natural deodorant from him. I had 25 cents a piece into the trial size and 50 cents a piece into the full size ones. And I sold the full size ones in packs of 6 for right under $30. And a pack of 6 would fit in a regular, not a padded flat rate, but a regular flat rate. And actually, if I did it just right, I could actually get 12 in a regular flat rate. So I would sell those for 28 something plus the shipping. And it was so funny. That's made over here just right across the river in Portland. The Schmidt's natural deodorant is, and it's hot. People love that stuff, and it's not cheap.
It's probably pretty hot on Amazon too, because because
the gal that owns the company, that runs the company, she actually liked my post on Instagram. I was like, what?
That's cool. That's cool.
So I thought to myself, I am almost out of. I have some lavender sage left. I think that's the only flavor. I call it flavor. My son cracks. I have a bunch of the different scents of the trial size one, the travel size one, but my son's selling those on his channel or on his store. In his store, he sells the travel size ones. I sell the full size ones, but he's in California, and he's about to lose that listing because I'm about to package some up. He sells them piece by piece. I'm about to package some up and sell them in the bulk lots.
Nice.
I need
Arthur Leslie says, my hat's off to all of you that do RA. I prefer to source at my desk with a cup of coffee.
I prefer, no joke, I prefer estate sales over anything. That's my gig.
I like doing RA and getting out of the house. Yeah, I enjoy my time at the desk, but if I have too much of it, it brings me down.
Yep.
I just fall asleep. I literally fell asleep the other night. I woke up and my head was on my keyboard, and I was like, I should probably go to bed.
Yeah, I was having a funk today again.
Oh, Lady Luck Junkins, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I just need out of the house, and so that's what I did before our show tonight. I went and got my hair cut, and I was up in the area with a couple of stores I like, and I was like, well, let me just go in there and keep my eye on the prize, and it really helps my mood when I get out of the house.
Yeah, especially, and then I have to be careful who I'm listening to while I'm listing, because some of the people make me just want to go shop.
It's true.
I do not. Can you see? This is nothing. Actually, that's all decoration. I have a Skylander collection up here that my grandson wants in the worst way, but he's not getting. And that's kind of why it's there.
Scores just come from, days that I'm at the desk and I'm like, I needed to get out of the house and I don't know where I'm going, but I kind of just go, and sometimes you just end up striking gold.
Yep, for sure.
Some of my best days have been that, just me needing to get out of the house. So
I really did not need to go to an estate sale this weekend, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did. I got some really good stuff for cheap.
That's good. That's good. See, for me, I tell everybody this, like, my passion isn't RA. I do it because there's killer money.
It pays the bills.
I mean, I've made, over in just payouts in the last, month on Amazon, I've been paid out over $12,000.
Oh yeah.
And when you can get checks coming in every month like that, every 2 weeks, it's way better. But my passion's more of like estate sales and stuff like that, and and antiques and stuff like that. But everyone knows me as Amazon. But when I first started YouTube, I didn't do Amazon. It's pretty crazy, but I like selling on Amazon. I just don't like it all the time.
Yeah, my throat comes from the RA.
Yeah, it used to. Mine used to, but anymore, RA to me is just like, great. Let's go to another store.
Yeah. Well, there are days that it does feel like a grind.
Mm-hmm.
There are days that feel like that. But when you're having a good day doing RA,
oh yeah,
and things are just cha-ching, cha-ching, you can just start racking up the profits in your head. That's where I get my drive from.
Don't get me wrong. If I find a huge score, I'm pretty excited about it. And RA.
Oh, I bet.
Nothing wrong with that.
So when are you unleashing the storm, the new channel?
I don't know.
Design.
A new channel. It's gonna be a little bit rebranded.
Well, yeah, but the new
the reboot.
I don't know yet. I'm getting an intro made. So
RiseNGrindPicker 2.
Yeah,
he's
2.0.
back.
2.0.
2.0.
Wade's
we should have shirts made.
Wade and Ashley's actually helping me make a intro to
great
new content, and then
I gotta get Ashley to do that for me. It's not Wade and Ashley. Let's just get this straight. It's Ashley, Wade, if you watch this, Ashley does all that shit.
Yeah.
Ashley is the computer woman. She is the bomb.
Yep. And then basically I'm going to be doing some new channel art. So I would probably respectively say by at least January. And I'll still do videos before then. I just literally haven't done videos in a couple of weeks because I've been so sick.
Oh yeah.
I've been like literally on my deathbed. It felt like for like almost 2 weeks, and I'm starting to get a little better, but it's hard to do a video.
Well, let's talk about that. So how have you been able to manage being sick and running a business at the same time?
Not very well. So I've been shipping my eBay stuff out. I've been listing a lot more on eBay and doing less Amazon because it's hard to go out to stores feeling like crap. And especially with pneumonia, if I walk a couple steps, I'm starting to sweat. I get dizzy. So I really haven't been able to do a lot with Amazon, but I'll send a shipment out a week or so. Like I haven't sent a shipment in 2.5 weeks, and I was doing $1,000 or more a day in sales. Now I'm down to like 300 to 400 again a day. So I have a shipment to send in this week. So Friday.
Well, even packing up the shipments, I'm sure is exhausting when you're not feeling well.
Yeah. But for me, I just kind of switched to eBay a little bit, and I've listed like in the last week over 100 listings on eBay, and I've just been doing about 30-40 listings a day and shipping them out, and I've kind of switched a little bit just until I start feeling better, and then I'm going to go hardcore to Amazon again.
You poor thing.
But it's hard.
I hate seeing you like this.
My chest hurts just watching you cough.
It's
Oh,
been brutal. It's been brutal, and I just haven't felt good.
Oh, it's terrible. I've told you another time that I've had pneumonia a couple times, and it's rough. It is rough.
Once I get better, I'm gonna start doing like more trips, like Amazon trips, because in order for me to do my passion, which is like antiques and vintage stuff and like finding stuff, I have to do Amazon because it funds it. And for me, doing Amazon, if I have to hit it hard for a week and do Amazon and make $7 or $8 grand, and then I take a step back and I can do what I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you got to feed the beast, and while you're feeding the beast, you can do what you really like, and it's kind of funny. I have all my inventory. Well, let's just okay. My listed inventory is nicely contained in containers, and it's on pallet racking out in the garage in an area. And then I have like death piles, and then my death piles have death piles.
Money piles. They're money piles.
Some of those death piles have death piles too, and then I have a death pile out in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
So when everything goes down and I start seriously looking for a place to move to, it's gonna either have to have a shop, or I'm picky. I was a quality inspector for years. I worked at Freightliner. I started from the bottom and I worked up into QC. I was actually the youngest seniority wise person to ever be in the quality department. And then when Freightliner had its second layoff in 2007, I went and worked at Evraz Oregon Steel Mills, which is worldwide owned by Evraz. And I became a visual inspector, welding inspector, and I learned how to do ultrasonics and radiography and other things. And so, I have the eye to catch things that, and I'm super picky, and so I want things a certain way, and if I don't know how to do something, I don't want to do it because I don't want to screw up. So I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to screen share. I don't know how to do all of that stuff. So I haven't done YouTube like I should be doing YouTube, because I don't want to do, I may do some hauls. I may do some of this and some of that, but most of my videos, if you watch any of them, you probably laugh your ass off. You should probably sit with popcorn. Of my landscaping, or me walking around and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have to be careful because I have a hard time watching my language, and now with all the new restrictions and stuff with YouTube and all of that, Anyway, so I feel I think one of the main reasons that I haven't really gotten into it was I was kind of lost as to where do I go. I have a lot of people that are in the landscaping lawn care business that not only do I follow them, they follow me. We do Instagram and that kind of stuff too. But then I have a bunch of people that I follow me on Instagram that are eBay. And then I have that just regular friends and family and that kind of stuff. So for me, it's like I've been like lost as to where do I go? What do I pick up? So I try to on Instagram, I do everything. So I just kind of feel like if somebody doesn't like the mixture of everything, then they don't have to follow me. And I should feel like that everywhere else I go. But you got to find your niche, and you got to have the right niche, or there's no sense in going to all that work and doing it, or you're not going to have the subscribers. You're not going to have the ad revenue. And if you're going to, if you're just going to have a little rinky-dink channel like I have, I only have 220. I shouldn't say I only have. There's a lot of people that would die to have 225 subscribers on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody that's there just waiting for me to put more content out, because it's been a while since I have. But you know, if I can't do something and do it perfectly
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I wouldn't critique it so bad that I'd be upset, that's my Achilles heel, I guess you'd say, in anything.
Well, on YouTube, I mean, YouTube is tough. It's really hard to grow a channel from 0 subscribers to as many as possible, and I struggled with it a long time, and I'm still a small channel compared to the reselling community and compared to other channels outside of the community, even because there's not like a lot of channels.
Do you follow Chaz and Trista, the Side Hustle Pros? It used to be Side Hustle Network. They're just down. They're down, and they're not very far from me. They're about an hour, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
people. I've talked to them a little bit, like in chats and stuff, and they're good people.
They're super hilarious. And then there's Jake and Erica, the Portland Pickers. So I went to this yard sale, or I went to this estate sale, and they just had a shit ton of vintage car stuff. And so wow. I had sent Jake a picture of it, and he sends me back pictures of the pictures from the thing with things circled. This palette looks really cool, right? So this estate sale company that I go to almost all of their estate sales on Sundays at 2:00. They stop the estate sale and they auction everything off.
Oh, wow.
So you could walk away with thousands of dollars worth of stuff for just like $70, maybe even $20, maybe even $5.
No wonder you have death piles upon death piles.
A lot of my stuff's been given to me. Yeah, that too. And a lot of my stuff has been given to me. But I mean, even if I very seldom go to the estate sales on the first day because I'm just cheap and I don't want to pay for it. Plus, I don't buy the same stuff that everybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your stuff might still be there.
As a matter of fact, I buy a lot of ephemera, and a lot of the estate sale people, unless they really know their shit, they don't know what ephemera is. They have no clue what it's worth. It's a freaking pile of paper, and they want it gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just sold a pamphlet today, just a paper pamphlet for $25.
Yep,
nice.
So I sell a lot of ephemera, and I'm starting to get into real heavy into postcards and ephemera and stuff like that. So.
I have boxes taller than me, wider than me. I have boxes of that shit that I need to get to, but that's the kind of stuff that it's not going anywhere. It's not like out of fat or anything like that. I have it stored so that it's not going to get ruined. And so I'm kind of like, it stresses me out because I almost hate going out into the garage to do my shipping because every time I walk past something, I'm like, oh, I need to get that listed. It's worth so much money. And it is. I mean, my adopted grandfather he worked for Lockheed Martin. He actually had his D-Wave machine from the Navy where he sent the signals out for the missiles on the subs.
Oh, wow.
I have it in my garage.
That's crazy.
And all the books that go to it and all the leads. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of tubes for radios because he used to repair radios and TVs. I mean, I have boxes of them, still brand new in the containers. And it's just kind of like, I'm like the squirrel from Over the Hedge. It was like, boom, boom, boom. I can't help myself. At least the price of the stuff that I have doesn't go down like it does with scrap and gold. There's always gonna be somebody out there who wants to buy my crap.
How many listings do you currently have in your store?
I have 771 after this morning. Nice. I had a $257 morning.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So that was pretty good.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, and then I have like 40 drafts that I just need to finish up.
Nice.
So
yeah, I find myself, if I start doing drafts, they end up just staying drafts.
no, that's how I do. That's how I start them all. I start them all out.
Start that
as soon
list,
as I get the pictures,
finish it. I have to finish it right away, or else it gets drafted forever.
No, because I have at the estate sale this weekend. I did. If you look on my Instagram, I did 2 posts of a shit ton of stuff that I got this weekend. But that wasn't even. What is this? And that wasn't even all of it. You know, I mean, it was. It wasn't even close. I got a bin like you would put your wrapping paper in. You know, the long bins.
Yeah.
Full. And I went through every single one of them of Otagari coffee mugs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are easy to list, but so I have a template draft set up for those. So all I need to, and I've already made copies of. I usually make 10 copies at a time, so that I know when I get down to my last one, then I come back to the computer and I make 10 more copies or 9 more copies, whatever it is. Because it doesn't take very long to take pictures. But not only that, I probably got about 40 hats, snapback, strap back, you name it, hats there. Those are simple. Susan, I take more pictures than everybody else does. eBay rewards you with more pictures. The more pictures you take. So I just have one of those glass heads, you know, glass mannequin head. I put that freaking hat on there, and I do I have it on a Lazy Susan, and all of my background is cedar wood. I literally went and bought cedar boards, fence boards at Home Depot, and I did 1/4 of my whole dining room is cedar, and that's my background. And I did old. If you pull up, you'll everything. Somebody told me that my pictures look. My store looks like a garage sale because nothing's on a white background. And I said, Farm Girl Scavenger, hey, I don't do white, and you don't have to do white because Google some of my shit. Come right up on Google for you every time. Every time. Comes it up in Pickalick and all of those things. What? No white background? Are you kidding me? Yes, Google and eBay prefer that. But it's my freaking store. And I'm not going to do a white background because that's not my brand. My brand is Farm Girl Scavenger Rustic. See my ceiling?
Yep.
I like it. It's cool.
I did that on Super Bowl Sunday. It is all pallet wood.
That is cool.
That's really awesome.
So, you know, that's my... Google heard me say something in there. Finding results on my phone. So... You know, and I didn't take offense to it like your store looks like crap. They were just like, your store looks like a yard sale. Well, yeah, it does. It looks kind of like an estate sale because there's a huge mixture of stuff in there. But guess what? There's a huge mixture of people in this world. You know, and so I don't have a niche like, you know, old cameras or new cameras or this or that. I have a little bit of everything because that's where my head is. And I just look at stuff.
You're like me. Your head's all over the place.
You know, you just look at stuff, and you know, in your head, you're just going to
whatever you can make a book on. Yeah.
No,
when I can walk into an estate sale and come out with 5 or 6 IKEA bags full of stuff for less than $30, full, and then have boxes of books. I got one huge box of the old Chilton manuals. 1967, 68, the thick ones for $5. He goes, no, it was so funny. This was at the same estate sale this last weekend. I spent $109 there, and I filled up the back of my car twice. I have a Honda CRV. I'm driving a Honda CRV right now. And I went there one day. The first day my grandson was in school, and the second day he and I went, and it was so funny. He goes, Nanny, I don't really want to go. And I go, you can take the tablet and you can sit and watch the tablet. And I go, I'll take you to Burger King. He loves, I really am not one of those things. But he goes, can I get some of the chicken fries? I said, if you're going to sit and be quiet and watch your tablet, I'll get you 2 things of chicken fries. And he literally, we went upstairs into the closet, which was the size of a small probably Lonnie's shed on Garage Flips. That's how big that closet was. I kid you not. He sat on the floor with 2 of the pillows that they were selling with his tablet and ate his chicken strips while I went through all the clothes.
Wow. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll shop too. He has his own bag. It's his estate sale bag, and it's hanging by the back door on the rack. That's his bag. Nobody touches it. We take it. If he feels like shopping, he shop. You'd be amazed at some of the stuff he picks out. It's worth money. I'm teaching him young.
That's good. But that's good.
And he asks me a lot of times, are you buying this for me or are you buying this to sell? I said, well, here's the deal. You know, I'm not going to list this one right away, so I guess you could play with it until you're tired of playing with it, and then we'll put it in the sell pile. All right, that sounds good. I mean, you know, he's easy to please. So, can't beat that.
All right, well, we are just about out of time, guys. Can you believe it's been an hour already?
It goes by fast.
Woo!
Definitely.
How'd that happen?
Definitely does. 100%.
It doesn't take long.
That's crazy.
That is for sure.
So Noel, give us some words of wisdom about balancing your health and your business.
Well, I don't eat a lot of crap food. I quit with that.
You don't eat chicken fries?
Nope.
No chicken fries.
I don't drink soda. As a matter of fact, I don't even keep soda in my house. It's a treat. Not for me. Every once in a while I'll have a Monster energy drink, and it's not for the boost. I actually like the flavor of it.
Okay.
But if I can't drink a whole one, if I drink a whole one, I will get sick. I can't even drink half a one. It's like a waste to even buy it. But 2 or 3 drinks, and I'm like, oh, that's good. If Dominic from Primetime Treasures sees this, I'm never gonna live this down. So I think one of the things is that when you're sick or when something bad happens to you, you got to be proactive and not just believe everything that the doctors tell you and do what they tell you to do. One piece of advice that I could give anybody and everybody is they work for you. You don't work for them. If you go in there and you ask them to run some tests and they tell you, oh, your insurance, or, oh, I don't think you need that. That's when you stand up and you look them in the face and you go, you work for me. My insurance pays you. My insurance pays you. Same thing for your dentist and any of those other guys. And I just tell my doctor and I have a really good relationship. And I told him, I said, if I come in here and ask you to run a test or do something, guaranteed I've already researched the shit out of it. And I said, and so if I'm asking you to do something, I don't want an argument. I don't want this. I don't want a hem or a ha. I just want you to order it and have it done. And he's on me all the time to go have a mammogram. I said, no, I will have an ultrasound, but I will not have a mammogram. Why not? I said, because mammogram shoots radiation into your breasts. And if you already have a tumor, you're shooting more radiation into that tumor. By the time they find a tumor, it's already 8 years old on a mammogram. So if they find a tumor on a mammogram, do you know what they send you to have done? An ultrasound.
Biopsy.
They send you to have an ultrasound.
No. See, I had a biopsy.
Well, that's one of the worst things that you can do. That's like breaking the balloon. I worked in the laboratory at the hospital, and I used to help some of the doctors do those. That's like bursting the balloon, letting everything out of that. Well, if they find most of the time when they find that tumor, they'll send you to have an ultrasound. Okay, ultrasounds are more sensitive. So if they're going to send you to have an ultrasound, which is cheaper than a mammogram, which is more sensitive than a mammogram, which doesn't put radiation into your body, why don't they just do an ultrasound in the first freaking place? Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
So that's what I tell him. And he goes, you need to not have access to the computer. And I go,
No
I
Google
got
for
the same
you.
access you do. And I go, why? Because I'm smart and I'm protecting myself. I said, I've already been through cancer once. I'm not going there again. My sister's dying from it right now.
Oh, wow.
She's on chemo 21 days a month, oral chemo, and off 7 days. This is her second bout. And she's got metastatic breast cancer in her spine, and she's not going to make it through this one. She might be around for another 5 years, but I don't know, and, people don't realize that your diet, your stress level, your diet, your environment, how you let people treat you, how you treat other people, that we all have cancer in us. Some major stressful event or surgery or accident will cause it to come out, and by not eating the right vitamins and minerals and supplements, if you can't eat the food that has most people are deficient in zinc, vitamin D, vitamin K,
vitamin B.
They don't even know where to get them from, much less, what. So, and multivitamin, talk to anybody that works for a sanitation company that cleans out porta potties, and you'll find out that they have piles of multivitamins that were not digested that just come right through you. So,
it is best to get your vitamins through your food.
Through your food, or a liquid, in a liquid form, or as close to food as you can. Not everybody can do that, but everybody can be proactive and do a little research. I mean, you can listen to all kinds of podcasts and stuff, and not have to while you're listing. And so my brother and sister-in-law bought me a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones 2 years ago for my birthday. That's the best that's the best present I have ever been given, because I would wear those when I weed eated and did yard work in my landscaping business. I listened to all kinds of stuff. I mean, I listen to music a lot too, but there's a whole world out there of information.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't even tap into it if you wanted to, into a small bit of it. But we are so sick in America from the processed foods and the everything. I mean, you can be extreme left wing, right wing, whatever, but there are little kids that don't even know what a potato looks like, but they know what a French fry is.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So
Stephanie said she agrees with you. She's all organic, no processed foods. Hello, Jameson's Closet. Welcome.
Hi, Jameson's. I grow my own stuff. I can my own stuff, as much as possible. And I cook from scratch. And, I'm not perfect. And I don't think anybody should be perfect. And I don't think anybody should think that I or somebody else would look down on them. I eat junk food here and there too. I obviously, it doesn't matter where you go, especially if you travel, you can't hardly get away from it.
Yeah.
I traveled for quite a while when after the crash in 2009, they totally closed the steel mill, and I traveled and did welding inspection and ultrasound and stuff. I traveled in Oregon and Montana and Idaho and stuff like that. I would just go to the grocery store and buy salads and or the stuff to make salads or stuff like that, because you just get to that point where you just can't eat another meal at a restaurant. You can't do it.
Yeah. How about you, Shane? What are your words of wisdom?
So for me, it's really just about diet. I was feeling really lethargic, and I went on the keto diet, but I took a little bit different kind of angle at the keto diet. Instead of high fat, I went low fat. And so I got a gym membership, and so I started going to the gym. Now that I've gotten sick, I kind of stopped that, but after I get better, I'm going to start that again. But I lost 50 pounds. and it was just mainly by just cutting out carbs and sugar. And I was more energized than in the last 2 years than I ever had been in 2 years. So for me, it's just healthy diet, sleep, and then also enjoying life, because for me, like, I love food, so I will have to eat before I eat.
Lady, look, Chuck, you crack me up. You're all processed alcohol.
But for me, it's just literally diet, exercise, and sleeping right.
Very good. For me, I'd have to say it's my relationships, whether it's like even today, Shane and I were texting back and forth, and I just told him, like, I'm having an off day, and he's like, it's okay, you got this, you can do this.
Yep.
Just having somebody on the other end, that has your back. And my husband.
That's one huge part I missed, is like, your inner circle and being around people that make you feel good.
You can
absolutely.
You can really isolate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in and this is horrible. I'm a very social person. I love to be around people. I don't like the part of leaving my home and going to where people are, or that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I used to be all over it, and I think it's a lot of going through all of the this last year and a half has not been good, with my grandson's mom passing away, and then my burn. It's been 18 months now since I got burnt, and I am one of those people that never really cries over something.
Mm-hmm.
5 or 10 years later, well, I'm getting to that point in my life where there's a lot of things that have happened that I probably should have cried over a long time ago, And so now I find that I will just hole up, and I don't go anywhere or do anything. Or if I do, it's I'm by myself. I love being around people. I love talking to people, but for some reason this last year, it's been all like, it's like pulling, I don't know. And it's sad.
I've become much more of a homebody than I've ever been, which is really different for me. I used to be the girl in the neighborhood that was at every party. Every Friday it's, texting all my neighborhood friends, hey, where's happy hour tonight? Now I'm just like, Saturday, John and I were going to go car shopping, and it was Saturday afternoon after I finished my work, and I was like, can we just stay home? I don't want to go anywhere. I've just become such a homebody, which is good in a way that I'm slowing down, but bad in a way that I'm not quite socializing the way I used to. What am I missing?
What's this champagne place?
So
I'm scared to ask.
Todd lives 2 blocks from me. So he lives down the street from me, and he found me on YouTube. And Champaign is like the city that we were about 20 minutes from. And so it's a pretty rough neighborhood over in that area. They have about shootings every day. And so he was making a joke. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I was thinking maybe it was a massage parlor.
No, Champaign, Illinois, and Bradley.
Sounds like it could be Champaign.
Yeah, Bradley's a street, but Champaign is where the University of Illinois is at. It's a Champaign, Urbana. But yeah, it's pretty rough area over there.
Yeah. So anyway, word of wisdom for the record: use your relationships.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's why, again, I'll say it again. It's one reason why Shane and I wanted to do the reseller network, is so we could build our relationships with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Even though I've been sick for like half the episodes, but.
So do you have any essential oils, Shane? Do you have any essential oils?
Yeah, I use those. I'm doing everything I can. I'm on a really heavy antibiotic right now.
Do you have any Vicks vapor rub?
Take a couple days off.
I hate to say that. If you have some eucalyptus essential oils, use that. But if you don't, and you have some Vicks vapor rub, get some of that and get it on here. It's just the scent. It's not that it's. I hate to say Vicks because it's petroleum based. So if you have some eucalyptus, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I've been using
or
Vicks.
peppermint.
I've been using Vicks about every night.
Yeah. And don't listen to me. You're gonna go, what? Don't just put it here and here. Put it on the bottom of your feet.
Put your socks
and
on.
put some socks on.
Yep.
Before you go to bed. You'll be amazed.
I'm gonna try that.
Laugh. I'm serious.
Todd says.
Google it.
Todd said, "Is Crisco an essential oil?" Yes, Crisco. It is.
So I'm gonna get me some Crisco, pour some essential oil.
According to Lady Luck Junk and I, it is an essential oil.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right. We're going to say good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Good night.
Nice. Bye.